4, 3.
Last week we had our top 4 contestants. Today we're narrowing it down to the top 2. Who will make it to the final round? Keep watching and you'll find out today, because this is Cellular Idol. Okay, so first up we have Danny singing Membrane Might. Things go inside my cell membrane sometimes, made of phosphates and some lipids. Describing phospholipids takes no time till hydrophobic, head hydrophilic, because there are proteins on the membrane, right? They let molecules in and out all night. Small molecules like water go inside. Viruses stay out, keeps things inside alright.
Alright, that's enough. Well, you hit the lipid bilayer and the cell membrane points, which is perfect, because that's right. And you also mentioned how the cell membrane is made of phospholipids with a hydrophilic head and a hydrophobic tail, which is also correct. Thumbs up from me.
I definitely agree with Mary. You got all the points in, and you even went on to explain that membrane proteins allow certain molecules to leave and enter the cell. It was a little short, but I liked it too.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, next up we're going to find out if Mary can make it to the final round. She will be singing Cellular Dream. Cell membranes, they are a rigid wall that contains a carb called cellulose, and it forms a nice stiff box to give cells their shape. And sometimes it even has some pores to allow some water and some ions to pass through. And sometimes there's even a second wall,
Honey, I'm sorry to say this, but all of your information was pretty much wrong. You perfectly described a cell wall, which is found in plant cells. Cell membranes, on the other hand, are found in animal, plant, and other cells. They allow certain molecules to move in and out of the cell. They separate internal metabolic reactions from the external environment, and they allow the cell to get rid of waste and to interact with the environment.
Yes, I completely agree with Gloria's description and opinion. You clearly did not know what you were supposed to be speaking about. Your information was completely horrific. Also, a cell membrane is a barrier between the inside and the outside of the cell. Cell membranes are also not rigid. It's a complete thumbs down.
Okay, well, next up is going to be Anna performing Membrane Song. I'm not gonna make you a model, cause you asked for it, it's real simple. You see, a fluid mosaic model acts like a fluid, and that's why it's called a fluid mosaic. It also has lipids and proteins, and that is why it's called a mosaic, and it has lipids and proteins. It's a fluid mosaic.
Great job, Anna. You sang beautifully, and you definitely knew what you were talking about. I like how you described how the fluid mosaic model is called fluid because it acts like a fluid.
Yes, I completely agree. Your information was completely correct, and I completely knew what you were talking about. Also, I liked how you described what a fluid model was made out of.
Thank you.
And lastly, we have Neil singing I'm Not Afraid to Be a Membrane. Membrane proteins have specific functions inside the phospholipid bilayer. These are the moving of molecules and recognizing of cells too. Proteins make up the membrane's whole weight. The ratio of lipids to proteins is 1:1.
Those are not the only functions of the membrane proteins. There are many more functions, including acting as transfers and stores of energy, anchors, receptors, enzymes, and openers of channels for the passage of ions and molecules through the plasma membrane. And also, you should have included that there are two types of membrane proteins, peripheral and integral. Sorry, Dan, but it's thumbs down.
Yeah, Neil, don't you know that approximately half of the membrane is made up of lipids, while the other half of the weight is proteins? Obviously, everyone knows that. And the ratio is not 1:1, it's 1 to 50 to 100, because proteins are way bigger than the phospholipids. Everyone knew that since they were born, practically. Well, there you have it. Those were our 4 contestants. Now we're going to hear from one of the judges, Gloria, to find out who makes it to the final round.
So, Marie sang Cellular Dream and had tons of incorrect information about the cell membrane. Then Danny sang Membrane Might correctly, providing lots of true information about the phospholipid bilayer. Next, Anna sang Mosaic Song, which also provided a lot of correct information. Then Danny sang I'm Not Afraid to Be a Membrane incorrectly. So with a unanimous vote, the 2 final contestants are Danny and Anna.
Woo!
Okay, so who will make it to be the final contestant? Find out next time on Cellular Idol.